Girlfriend, 22F, says ex was better in bed than me, 22M. I, 22M, have been dating girlfriend, 22F, for around 6 months. It's my favorite relationship I've been in, because she's the whole package. Hottest, smartest, most beautiful inside and out, challenges me, super fun, awesome taste, great sex. I can tell she loves me the way I love her. She admires me. And there is a big sense of mutual respect, like we are true equals, which seems to be a rare feeling for both of us. I think all of you have had some great relationships. For me, this one takes gold in every area. The best day I could imagine is just waking up with her, fucking, making breakfast, exchanging ideas about life and art and love. To preface, I have a request. Please don't shit on me too hard. I know I played a stupid game and won a stupid prize. I know I asked a question I shouldn't have asked. I know I am being a dickhead because everyone has a past. You can criticize me, but please just be nice. I'm having a tough time and mostly just want to know if people who have experienced this have advice. Now here's the issue. Last night, we had great sex. Afterwards, I asked about how good our sex life is, relative to her past experiences. She answered that some of our sessions are better than others, but that overall it's the best. I pushed. Stupid, I know. I asked if there has been an individual session between us that stands out. Then I started asking about when her best session ever occurred. She reluctantly told me there were 2-3 times with an ex that trump ours, at least on a carnal level. That hit me like a bullet in the chest. I'm a really attentive lover, and every girlfriend I've had has told me, totally unprompted, that I was way better than anything they've had before. My current girlfriend said even though she orgasms more with me and likes it better because of the love aspect, her last partner was basically a dirtier, rougher situation that led to more immediate sexual gratification. She associates a kind of cold, hard-to-get aspect with attraction. And I think I'm just so nice to her, because I'm hopelessly in love, that I cannot have this same draw. Her ex was basically a distant asshole. And I'm not needy, but I'm far from being distant. Sex is a big confidence thing for me. Especially because, to me, she is the best. I make her orgasm the most, due to effort I think. But I don't have that dangerous element that got her off in the past. And I can't fake it either. I've had sex like that. Dirty, in the moment, just lust, but I don't feel that way about my GF. She is precious to me. Now I just feel like a fool in every sense. I feel small. I don't know how to get over it. I don't know what to do. It's my fault for asking, but honestly, I think I wish she would have lied. I want to crawl under a rock and die. I know I sound like a wimp. This is rare for me and hard and I just don't know how to handle it. How do I navigate the confidence issue this poses? Too long did not read. I pushed my ex to compare sex between me and ex, came out of convo feeling like shit. Brother, do not ask questions like that. The right question was, is the sex good? Not, is the sex better than XYZ? Satisfying her is all you need to be concerned about. She brought up something with the ex that she was into, you're not into it. That's okay. Not everyone's kinks line up or are the same. You don't have to do stuff you're uncomfortable with doing and she probably doesn't expect you to. As long as it's good for both of you all is fine. There's not much advice to give here other than don't ask her to compare you to others. Ask her if there are things that you can do to make things better, but not to describe scenarios she's had, with whom she's had them or who was better. Ask for ideas, not situations. I asked about how good our sex life is, relative to her past experiences. I asked if there has been an individual session between us that stands out. Then I started asking about when her best session ever occurred. I pushed. Stupid, I know. Yup, it was dumb. Did you need your ego stroked or something? Well, she just gave you an ego check. But hey, least your girl's honest. It's my fault for asking, but honestly, I think I wish she would have lied. She was probably giving you the soft answers the entire time and you kept digging. You can crawl into a hole or you could use it as a fire to get better. Remember that he is an ex for a reason. And then periodically fuck her like she's a stranger. Keep giving the orgasms. That's what will keep her with you. You're foolish for asking and she's foolish for entertaining you. If you can't get over what she said, then there's nothing you can do, except let it eat away at you and your relationship. Remember, she has a past and some of her memories from the past will be better than those with you, and that's okay. People don't not exist until you start dating them. Why do some men feel the need to ask this stupid fucking question? I ask this as a man. Really. It baffles me. My 26F husband, 33M, uses the same mop water for weeks, and refuses to stop. My husband has only a few household tasks. One of them that he took on is mopping the floors. He has a bucket full of water, maybe 3 gallons, he will use to mop. He puts 2 or 3 cups of pine sol in the bucket, and then fills it up. When he is finished mopping, he will put the mop inside the bucket, and put the bucket on the porch. He uses the water until I throw it away. The water is often black when I throw it out. He will use the same water to clean up messes. If the dog pees on the floor, he mops it up and then puts the bucket of water back on the porch. This is a major source of contention between us because I think it is incredibly gross. We have gotten into screaming arguments when he has caught me throwing out the mop water. He says the water is fine because the pine sol sterilizes it, and that he worked as a janitor before, and he's insulted that I think he doesn't know how to clean a floor. I cleaned a whole school for years, and you think I don't know how to clean a regular floor? I have offered to do it myself, but he sees it as an insult to his abilities. Today I stepped into the kitchen and noticed that the entire floor felt grimy and sticky. He was sitting at the table and told me, "The dog peed, so I thought I'd just do the whole floor." I asked him if he bothered to change out the black water he's been using. He said no. This started a fight, of course. I told him that he made the floors filthy and that I, 3 months pregnant, didn't want to expose myself to whatever diseases are growing in the water. And I would be doing all the mopping from now on, with Bona, because we have hardwood floors. He told me he might as well not be in the house because clearly I don't respect any of his choices. He got his keys, got in the car, and drove off. He was gone for hours. Came back and isn't talking to me. I feel like I'm going crazy. Is the pine sol actually sufficient? Am I making something huge out of nothing? How am I supposed to fix this when I feel like I've tried to and it hasn't worked? TLDR. My husband uses dirty mop water for weeks. He won't use different water or throw it out, and gets offended when I tell him I'll do it. Don't know what to do. There has been some pretty gross things husband and boyfriends do that have been posted here, but this one actually made me fucking gag when I got to the dog piss part. This is so disgusting. Buy a steam mop with washable pads. His method is disgusting and unsanitary. Throw the mop out. Personally, I'd drive it to the nearest dumpster so he can't use it again behind your back. He's an asshole and absolutely wrong. I mean, it is basically toilet water if you mop up pee and then just store it to spread it around on the floor later. This is not sanitary and you are not wrong. Why does he want to save a bucket of dirty water? Also 2-3 cups of pine sol? How does it not stink? Why are men? Do I let go of this issue between my husband, 25M, and me, 27F, or bring it up again? I invited my husband to come celebrate my birthday and my friends passing the bar exam at a rooftop bar. He said it wasn't his thing, he can't stand the loud music, hates the atmosphere. He compared it to a time when I didn't want to watch the sports game with him. Why make me do something I don't want to do? I told him in the future I wouldn't do it again, it upset the family, and I would just push through. I also have versus bad ADHD and don't watch TV. He travels for work, goes to a new city, meets up with an old camp friends, and they go to a rooftop bar. I was very upset because why would he go with her and not me? Why would he make an exception for her? He's never been to where we invited him. He said the bars were not the same, and that the nightlife in that city was not the same as the nightlife in this city. From my perspective, a bar is a bar. I don't go out to bars often, 3-5x per year. I'm always working, studying. He apologized to me, said he should have tried harder to make an effort to go out with me and my friends. But kept insisting on the difference between the bars. I asked how he would feel if I met up with an old guy friend and watched a sports game as a way to catch up, even after I refused to do so with him and his family, but he said the situations aren't comparable. He also apologized for not giving me credit that I had agreed not to do that again. He agreed to go with us next time we go, but I don't want to be pulling teeth. It's still bothering me. I cried for 2 days straight. I am so fed up of hearing the distinction between the bars. I feel like my feelings were just not acknowledged and that he hasn't fully accepted my side of the story. He just kept explaining that the situations were not the same and the comparison wasn't fair. Should I just let it go and let time do its thing? Or is it worth talking about again? Your husband is a hypocrite at best. He didn't go for your birthday but met up with an old friend? How often are your desires set aside for him to get his way? Is this the only example of him being very self-centered with you? He's a hypocrite. No two ways about it. This was for your birthday as well as a friend passing a bar exam. What husband or wife doesn't want to celebrate their spouse's birthday? He claimed the noise and atmosphere, yet goes to the exact same type of place with his camp friends, then tried to say it's different? How? It's worth digging into why he will go to a different city and meet up with a female and go to a bar but can't spend an hour or two celebrating a big thing in your life. 34M and 32F 5 years dating, new house, 2 kids, and no engagement. My boyfriend, 34 male, and I, 32 female, have been dating for 5 years. We have known each other for 10 years. We have 2 kids and just bought a new house. On the outside, everything looks like a dream. But something's just not right. I feel like we have the perfect relationship minus this one big issue. We hardly have fights. We don't argue over money. We can talk to each other when we feel frustrated. I consider him my best friend. The problem is I feel like I have the milk away for free. When I talk to him about getting engaged, he says he wants to wait until our toddlers are much older. I think that's unfair. I regret giving him everything before getting married, but I obviously can't take a step back now. What do I do now? Do I just sit in frustration that he's not ready to marry me even though we already live like a married couple? Talking to him about this didn't make a difference. He's still going to wait at least 3 more years, which means I will most likely be dating for 10 years and have kids in elementary school before we get married. Update. If you are just here to be nasty and disrespectful, then just move on to the next post. I'm not a gold digger. I make more money than he does. I have the college degree and he doesn't. I'm not after a fairy tale wedding. Yes, I'd love to have a ceremony to celebrate with my family, but if he told me he only wanted a court wedding, I'd take it. Why in the world do women do all the heavy lifting of the pregnancy, and then give the kids the name of some clown who won't even marry them? We'll make marriage the more attractive option. Explain you need to meet with lawyers to become each other's power of attorney for financial matters and one for medical decisions. You will need to see a real estate attorney to draw up a contract around ownership of the house and property decisions. You will need to see a family law attorney to draw up agreements regarding paying for the children expenses and for custody on the death or incapacity of one or the other of you, and support payments should either of you walk away. Basically, you want the legal protections that you would be entitled to if you were married. Protect yourself. Get the legal protections either by contract or marriage. Why does he want to wait until they are older? Have you directly asked him to marry you? You bought a house and then decided marriage was important? Telling him he is missing out on huge tax breaks. Grin.